Hey everyone, and welcome back to Office Hours. I'm Professor Noah Zerbe, and today we're going to tackle a topic that can feel a bit nerve-wracking: how to ask for letters of recommendation. Whether you're applying to grad school, law school, a scholarship, or even a job, chances are you're going to need a letter of recommendation at some point. It's a crucial part of the application process, and doing it well can make a big difference in the quality of the letter you receive. So today I'm going to walk you through the steps to ask for a letter of recommendation effectively and professionally. Let's start with why letters of recommendation matter. A strong letter is going to offer insights into your abilities, character, and potential, things that your grades may not fully capture. It provides a personal perspective from someone who knows you well and can speak to your strengths. That's why it's crucial to approach the process with care. First, choose the right recommender. Not every professor or professional you've worked with is going to be the best choice to write the letter. The strongest letters are going to come from someone who knows you and your work well, can speak positively about your skills and experiences, and is familiar with the program or job you're applying for. Ideally, this should be someone who's seen your performance over time and who holds a position that lends credibility or weight to their recommendation. Aim to get a letter from professors who've seen you in action, whether this is in the classroom, on a project, or through extracurricular activities. This means that you should start building relationships early. Don't wait until you need a letter of recommendation to start getting to know your professors or mentors. Participate in class discussions, office hours, and engage in meaningful ways. That way, when it comes to asking for a letter of recommendation, they've already have a strong sense of who you are. Second, ask early. Professors and professionals are busy, and writing a thoughtful, personalized letter takes time. A good rule of thumb is to ask 4 weeks before the letter of recommendation is due. This gives your recommender plenty of time to write a strong letter and ensures that you're not putting them in a difficult position by asking at the last minute. It also shows your professionalism and planning skills. Third, make the request. Now's the moment of truth, actually asking for the letter, and here's how to do it. If you can, make the request in person. While email is convenient, asking for the letter in person shows that you respect their time and effort. It also allows you to gauge their reaction and discuss the request in more detail. If meeting in person isn't possible, a polite email is perfectly acceptable. When you ask, be sure to remind them of their relationship with you, what classes you've taken with them, what projects you've completed, and so on. Clearly state the program you're applying for and why it's important to you. Ask if they feel that they know you well enough to write a strong letter, and give them an easy way to decline if they don't feel comfortable. For example, you might say something like, "Professor Zerbe, I really enjoyed your international relations course last semester and appreciated your mentorship on my research project. I'm applying for a summer internship at the United Nations, and I was wondering if you'd feel comfortable writing a letter of recommendation for me." Fourth, provide the necessary information. Once your recommender has agreed, make it as easy as possible for them to write a great letter. Provide them with all the details they need, including a copy of your resume or CV, a draft of your personal statement or application essay, a brief summary of the program or job you're applying for, relevant coursework or project details, including a list of courses you've taken with them, the grades you've earned, and any projects or assignments you're particularly proud of. Your transcripts, unofficial copies are totally fine. Any forms they need to complete, any specific points you'd like them to highlight, the deadline for submission, and clear instructions on how to actually submit the letter, whether it's through an online portal, email, or physical mail. Remember that the more information that you provide, the better equipped that they'll be to write a letter that truly highlights your strengths. Fifth, follow up and say thank you. About a week before the deadline, if your professor hasn't let you know that the letter has been submitted, go ahead and send them a polite reminder. This isn't about rushing them. It's a friendly nudge to make sure that everything's still on track. After the letter's been submitted, don't forget to say thank you. A handwritten note or a thoughtful email expressing your gratitude can go a long way. Writing a letter of recommendation is a significant favor, and showing your appreciation is not only polite, but also important for maintaining good relationships. And if you get the job, scholarship, or grad school acceptance, let us know. We appreciate hearing the outcome, and it helps close the loop on the request. Finally, let's address some common questions students often have about the process. What if they say no? Don't take it personally. They might be too busy or feel that they just don't know you well enough. Thank them for their time and move on to your next choice. Can I ask to see the letter? Generally, it's best to waive your right to see the letter. This won't change what your professor writes in the letter. If we don't feel like we can write a positive letter, we'll just decline to write one. I've been doing this for more than 20 years, and I don't ever remember reading a negative evaluation, and I've certainly never written one. But waiving your right to read the letter gives more credibility to the recommendation. How many recommenders should I have? Typically, you'll need 2 to 3 letters, but it's sometimes a good idea to have 1 or 2 extra just in case something falls through. Can I use the same letter for multiple applications? Often, yes, but if the applications are for very different programs or positions, it might be best to ask your recommender to tailor the letter to the specific ones you're applying for. So there you have it, a step-by-step guide for asking for letters of recommendation. Remember, this process is all about preparation, respect, and clear communication. By following these steps, you'll make it easier for your recommender and increase your chances of getting a strong, supportive letter. Thanks for watching, everyone, and as always, I'm here during office hours if you want to chat more about this or anything else. Just let me know in the comments section below. Good luck with your applications, and I'll see you in the next episode.